Welcome to a third module in our 7 Norms of Collaboration course. After learning about pausing and paraphrasing, the 2 norms that provide you with the permission to ask questions, we're now going to deal with posing questions, and posing questions in an inviting way. We are wired to detect threat in the communications of others. So reducing the potential threat, or the potential for threat in our questions means that it's just as important to think about how you're asking a question and not just what the question is. So to keep others open and thinking, we need to pay attention to several important factors in our communication. The first of which is giving your full attention to the person that you're asking the question of. That makes sense in that if you want them to feel like their answer is valued, you need to be giving them your attention. Approachable voice is the second thing. Many of you might know about this, or even, and I'm sure you would use it actually, but it's a good thing to be aware of. An approachable voice is the opposite of the voice that you would use when giving instructions or commands. So, for example, get your books out, please sit down, please come to room 203 at 3 o'clock. Those commands or instructions are all given in a very flat voice. You're not wanting people to inquire into them or enter into a conversation or provide any feedback on that. You just want them to do it. Whereas with a question, that you really need to be more inviting in your tone. So an approachable voice, just like that line indicates, is a voice that goes up and down a few times and then always ends on an up. So the best way to illustrate that would be to give you an example or 2 examples. So the first example is this. Given our focus on student learning, what might be some of the priorities? Second example. As we consider these recommendations, what are some key viewpoints that emerge? So you would have noticed there my voice goes up and down and then always ends on an up. Can be quite weird actually doing that on purpose, but I'm sure you'll find that you'll be doing that anyway. It's very good to be aware of though. Plural forms is the second thing. So options instead of option is what we've got there, and answers instead of answers. So instead of saying what is our option to solve this problem, by saying what are our options, you are indicating to the people that you're asking the question of that there might be more than one answer, and you're not just wanting them to say what you think. And if people just get the impression that you just want them to say what you think, that can be quite threatening, and people can shut down. And following on with that is the idea of exploratory language. So beginning questions with what might be, which seems to be, what could be some possible, is another way to indicate that there might not be one best answer, or that there might be, that there is more than one answer. And what that does is it takes the pressure off the person thinking again, okay, what is the correct answer? It's like, well, I think this might be an answer, so I'm going to give my thinking. And obviously, if you want people to inquire and enter into a dialogue around a question, the yes/no questions don't work. Positive presuppositions is the last feature. What that is doing is it's indicating to the person that you're asking the question of that you believe that they have some special expertise or experience that you really want to tap into, and that builds a person's confidence and makes them feel valued and more likely to put forward some high-level thinking. So for an example could be, given your knowledge of teaching grade 3 students, what might be some ways to develop character in this particular class? So we'll just put that into practice now quickly, just so that you can sort of see how you can improve questions using those features. So 2 simple questions. One is, what is the answer? Pretty common question used in many classrooms and in meetings, but you can improve that with, given your knowledge of place value, what might be an answer to this question? Here you can see the positive presupposition indicating to the students in this case that you feel that they have some expertise and experience in this. And what might be that exploratory language indicates that, I'm not just looking for what I think, what I want you to say. I want to know what some possible answers could be, and you might have a different one to me. Why did the chicken cross the road? As someone who has knowledge of poultry behaviour, what might be some possible reasons for this chicken crossing the road? In a light-hearted way that sort of shows a positive presupposition. You're sort of saying that this person might have some experience that you want to tap into. What might be, again, that's exploratory language, indicating that there's not one possible answer, and that's again backed up by plural forms. What are some possible reasons? Again, what that's doing is inviting the thinking of the other person and not just trying to have them guess what you want them to say. That's a bit of a crash course on posing questions. Again, in the module, in that resource folder, you will see a reading that all of this is based on, plus a few more things that I think you'll find useful, so have a read of that. Also, there's a Google form there that will provide you with an opportunity to practice using those features. So have a go at that, and then we will see you back for the next module and the fourth norm of collaboration.